We are going to begin with the most heart-wrenching witness accounts we have heard since that once-in-a-century outbreak of tornadoes across America's heartland. In Kentucky tonight, the state is in a rescue and recovery mode with more than 120 people unaccounted for. But the governor says he believes that number is even higher. Residents are trying to pick up the pieces in what could be a years-long recovery. Experts say insurance losses from the destructive tornadoes could reach $5 billion across 6 states. The death toll now stands at 88, and we're now learning that includes at least 13 children, including 9-year-old Aniston Rackley from Missouri. This photo was taken as she sheltered in place inside a bathroom with her 2 sisters just moments before the storm hit. Well, President Biden approved an emergency declaration for counties in Tennessee and Illinois, where that Amazon warehouse collapse claimed 6 lives. The president also declared an emergency for Kentucky a couple days ago, and he'll visit the state on Wednesday to survey the damage. And that's where CBS's Lilia Luciano will lead off our coverage tonight in Dawson Springs. Good evening, Lilia.
Norah, good evening. Everywhere you look here, the devastation is just disorienting. Nothing makes sense, and so many people are still missing. The Kentucky National Guard and FEMA are assisting in the search over here for any signs of life. And today we traveled to an even smaller town that lost 6% of its population in just one night. Cattle rancher Danny Miller says he has seen tornadoes in his lifetime, but none like the one that took the lives of his brother Billy and his wife.
They lived in a double one that just exploded, I reckon. They said they was found outside the house, laying on their sides, facing each other.
They were always together. So that's the way they went home.
Danny and his wife, Jane, say they depended on Billy to keep Lost Valley Farm, which has been in the family for 4 generations. But when the tornado killed 40% of his cows, he said he wanted to quit.
But we hadn't lost this many at one time.
It's hard to make it on a small farm, especially to depend it on your total livelihood comes from it.
The tiny community of Bremen, Kentucky suffered great loss. At least 11 people were killed in a town of 200.
We still definitely are in rescue and recovery. We have people missing. I still expect that we will find at least some more bodies. There is just so much destruction. I hope that that's not the case, but it's still an expectation. At
least 17 people died here in Hopkins County. There's an urgent search and rescue mission for more than 80 people who are still unaccounted for.
All right, let's break. Let's go get it. Let's finish this up today.
Dave Jardin and his volunteer group Sheepdog Impact Assistance hit the ground in Dawson Springs soon after the tornado struck to provide natural disaster relief.
We're all veterans. We're all first responders. We've seen bad things. If we find a body, it's going to be a bad day. If they find a body, it could be very well be a neighbor, friend, family, loved one. It would be an excruciatingly bad day. So if we can take that off their plate, and we'll shoulder that as far as not letting them have to.
Danny Miller, whose small cattle business was devastated, told me he won't quit after all because he's thinking about the next generation. I asked him, what would you tell President Biden, who's going to be around here tomorrow? And he says, we need help. Norah.
They do need help. I'm so thinking of the Miller family. Thank you, Lilia.